सेव कर रखो।
स्टार्ट क्राइंग और मदर टोकिंग। ठीक है।
जय Please forgive me. I know His Grace Kadam Khan Prabhu posted that Madhumanti will give a Bhagavatam class this morning. But unfortunately, even though eagerly waiting for her association, um, unfortunately she is not here today. So please forgive me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. तैर् अलातायुधैः सर्वे प्रमथा सह गुह्यकाः हन्यमाना दिशो भेजुर्उषद्भिर्ब्रह्म तेजसा तैरलातायुधैः सर्वे प्रमथा सह गुह्यकाः हन्यमाना दिशो भेजुर्उषद्भिर्ब्रह्म तेजसा तैरलातायुधैः सर्वे प्रमथा सह गुह्यकाः हन्यमाना दिशो भेजुर्उषद्भिर्ब्रह्म तेजसा
तैरलातायुधे सर्वे प्रमाता सह गुह्यकः मन्यमाना दिशो वेजो उषद्भिर्ब्रह्म तेजसा
Anyone else?
तैरालतायुधैः सर्वे
तैरलातायुधे सर्वे
प्रमादः सह गुह्यताः
प्रमथा सह गुह्यकाः
हन्यमानादिशो वेजुः
हन्यमानादिशो भेजुर्
पुरुषाद्भिर्ब्रह्म तेजसा
षड्भिर्ब्रह्म तेजसा तैरलातायुधे सर्वे प्रमथा सह गुह्यकाः हन्यमानादिशो भेजुर् उषद्भिर्ब्रह्म तेजसा तैः by them alata ayudhai with weapons of firebrands sarve all pramatha the ghosts sahaguhyakaha along with the guhyakas hanyamanaha being attacked dishaha in different directions bheju fled ushadbhi glowing brahma tejasa by brahmanical power. Translation purport by Jivanvi Srila Prabhupada ki. When the Raghu demigods attacked the ghosts and Guhyakas with half burned fuel from the Yagya fire, all these attendants of Sati fled in different directions and disappeared. This was possible simply because of Brahma Tejas, Brahmanical power. Purport Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The word Brahma Tejasa used in this verse is significant. In those days, Brahmanas were so powerful that simply by desiring and by chanting a Vedic mantra, they could accomplish very wonderful effects. But in the present age of degradation, there are no such Brahmanas. According to the Pancharatrika system, in this age, the entire population is supposed to consist of Shudras because the Brahmanical culture has been lost. But if anyone displays the signs of understanding Krishna consciousness, he should be accepted according to Vaishnav Smriti regulations as a prospective Brahmana and should be given all facilities to achieve the highest perfection. The most magnanimous gift of Lord Chaitanya's is that the highest perfection of life is available in this fallen age if one simply adopts the process of chanting Hare Krishna, which is able to bring about the fulfillment of all activities in self-realization. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapad Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagaraguna Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagan Lalita Shri Vishakamitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhamsa Devi Pranamami Hari Pre Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamam andhya Dinatarinam Paramanandamalam Sri Chaitanya Isharam. So I'm completely unqualified to speak anything. Sorry for disappointing everyone. So I need the blessings of everyone, especially His Grace. You will sure, Prabhu. So Actually, Srimad Bhagavatam is a very scientific scripture. It's very, very scientific because Srimad Bhagavatam speaks about how one can counter every single situation. So, in this age of Kali, the only the only pillar of dharma which is still present is actually truthfulness. So, if you see in the purport, Prabhupada is saying that simply by desiring and by chanting a Vedic mantra, they could accomplish very wonderful effects. So, why is it that the mantras were so powerful? The reason why the mantras were extremely powerful was because the people who were chanting that mantra, they were maintaining very strict standards of purity. So, purity is what determines how much power the mantra actually manifests in the heart of the person who chants that mantra. So, the essence of purity is, as Prabhupada says, Brahmanical nature. So, if you see in Bhagavad Gita, there are many wonderful verses about this nature, but we are interested in ISKCON, we're interested in mm, pure Brahmanical nature. And pure Brahmanical nature, Shuddha Sattva, is what we are aiming towards. So, in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12, verse 13 to 20, speaks about that, which is very, very high standard, but that is a standard. So, if we want to achieve Krishna's mercy, we want to go from our present situation to a more advanced state of Krishna consciousness, then Krishna wants to see how much we're willing to sacrifice, how much we're willing to mm, push ourselves to actually get his mercy. So, this is very, very important. So, there are many wonderful verses about Brahmanical nature, but I'm going to focus on verse number 16. So, verse number 16 in chapter 12 says, my devotee who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, who is pure expert without cares, free from all pains, and not striving for some result, is very dear to me. So, this is very wonderful verse because in this particular verse, the main thing is my devotee, first of all, he is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, which means that my devotee, Krishna says, my devotee, he does not he does not go by what others say, what people think. So, normally we are used to, because generally as living entities or as human beings, from a very tender age, we are used to blending in with others. We want to blend in with others. We want others to accept us. So we tend to just do what others do. But in the stage of spiritual life, in spiritual life, one cannot do that. Why? Because everyone's progress is individual, everyone's path is individual. And to the extent that we act in a surrendered way to please Krishna, to give Krishna pleasure, to that extent, we will get protection from Krishna. To that extent, we will experience pleasure in Krishna consciousness. So, experiencing bliss in Krishna consciousness is not at all dependent on the ordinary course of activities, but it is dependent on everyone's individual endeavor to please the Lord. And sometimes one's individual endeavor to please the Lord may not be the path spoken by others. It may not even be the path that is generally followed by others. But in order to please Krishna, one has to do whatever it takes, or one has to aspire to do whatever it takes. The details in one's service, the details in one's consciousness, the internal, the subtle, fine sentiments is what actually gives Krishna pleasure. Those things nobody sees. Everyone sees, yes, you're offering obeisances. Everyone sees you're singing Guru Puja. But everyone does not see what you're meditating while you're singing Guru Puja. Everyone does not see how much you're praying, how much you're crying. This is individual affair. So ultimately, Krishna consciousness is our own individual cultivation. So my spiritual master says that you be alone internally. Being alone externally is dangerous because we need the shelter of devotees, but internally we have to, according to our authority, our Shiksha Guru, our the Shastra, we have to decide what is good for us, and also very interestingly, what is good for you at a particular point of time may not work later. So, of course, there's an extreme examples, but it's very interesting that if you see Lord Chaitanya or Lord Krishna, all their dealings with their devotees are in very special circumstances. Sanatan Goswami, in order to please Lord Chaitanya, he had to uh, he had to walk the sandy path and not just display, but actually genuinely imbibe that level, that kind of humility that, yes, I'm not qualified to even see the pujaris of Jagannath temple. Raghunathas Goswami had to, in order to please Lord Chaitanya, had to increase his physical austerities. And when Lord Chaitanya heard about Raghunathas Goswami's austerities, Lord Chaitanya did not say that, oh, why you're doing such austerities, Raghunath? Why? Just eat nicely, sleep. No. Mahaprabhu, what did Mahaprabhu say? Mahaprabhu said he has acted rightly. So, and you see Mahaprabhu, where are the four places that Mahaprabhu is always present? Number one, in the house of Sachi Mata. What is Sachi Mata's standard of cooking for the Lord? Whenever she cooks so many preparations for Lord Chaitanya. When she offers to Lord Chaitanya eats. And then she thinks that, oh, maybe I didn't offer. Maybe I was absent minded. So then she goes back and cooks again. So this is her standard of devotional service to Lord Chaitanya. She is the mother of Lord Chaitanya, eternal mother. So it is said that since Lord Chaitanya is a holy name, is not different from the holy name, Mother Sachi is the tongue that chants the holy name. So that's Mother Sachi's position. And Lord Chaitanya didn't even tolerate, even though Sachi Mata is such a pure devotee, I mean, is an eternal associate of the Lord, when she very mildly, she in her mind, she maintained some negativity towards Advaita Acharya, Mahaprabhu didn't tolerate that. So this is Mahaprabhu's associate. Second place where Mahaprabhu is present is Srivas Thakur. What is Srivas Thakur's standard of devotion? When his son died, quote unquote, in Mahaprabhu's Kirtan, Srivas Thakur had such love for Lord Chaitanya that he didn't speak about it. And even though his wife, his family, they were very disturbed, he forced them to tolerate that disturbance to give pleasure to Lord Chaitanya. And when Lord Chaitanya asked Srivas, oh, Why don't you go and earn money? Why don't you take care? You have children, you have wife. Shiva said, Shiva clapped 3 times. And Shiva Thakur said that first day, if no food comes, we'll tolerate. Second day, if no food comes, we'll tolerate. Third day, if no food comes, we'll go to the Ganges and drown ourselves. This is the exact words Srivas Thakur told Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya was so pleased. And then Lord Chaitanya said that, yes, Srivas, even if Lakshmi Devi becomes a beggar, you will have no problem. And then Mahaprabhu said in that previous situation about Srivas Thakur's son that Srivas, you are my family. Myself and Nityananda are your children. So Srivas Thakur. Then the third place is wherever Nityananda Prabhu dances. Nityananda Prabhu's intense desire to please Lord Chaitanya, help Lord Chaitanya spread his mercy to everyone is unparalleled. What kind of mercy? How much Nityananda Prabhu tolerated Jagai Madhai. Nityananda Prabhu went to the most dangerous places in order to spread Mahaprabhu's mercy. Nityananda Prabhu so much love for Lord Chaitanya. So if you read in Chaitanya Bhagavat, the Vyas Puja ceremony, Nityananda Prabhu takes the garland. They perform the Vyas Puja of Nityananda Prabhu, and then Mahaprabhu, gives the garland to Nityananda Prabhu and says, "Garland Vyasadeva," because Vyasadeva is the original spiritual master. And Nitya is looking here and there, and looks absent-minded, and then he takes the garland and puts it on Lord Chaitanya. So Nityananda Prabhu's desire to please Lord Chaitanya is unparalleled. And Nityananda Prabhu had so much attachment to Lord Chaitanya that we know that pastime that, when Mahaprabhu, after Mahaprabhu took sannyas, Nityananda Prabhu took Mahaprabhu's danda and said, Mr. Danda, you think you're so important that you have to be carried by the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Let me teach you a lesson. The Nityananda broke the danda into three parts. That's how Sri Dandi Sannyas actually, came into being. So how much love he has for Lord Chaitanya, intense love for Lord Chaitanya. And then the fourth place is Raghav Pandit. So Raghav Pandit's cooking. So Raghav Pandit, what kind of service he renders to Lord Chaitanya and he renders to the divine couple. What every preparation he goes through so much trouble, so many fine details to please the Lord. If what to speak, his standard is very high. If a coconut would just contact the air that touched the ceiling, Raghav Pandit would think that this is not fit for offering. So speaking about myself, in the we're doing DT service, so many times, we need to be very, very careful. But yeah, many times like flies land or something out of our control happens, and then last minute offering. So we do something, we try to make the best possible adjustment. But that is his love. uh, that is the extent of his love, his loving devotional service. So, and every day, Raghav Pandit and his sister Damayanti, they serve. So Damayanti, she cooked for Lord Chaitanya. She has so much love for Lord Chaitanya that when she would give Shivananda Sen, when they would go to Puri, so many wonderful foodstuffs for the pleasure of Lord Chaitanya, because of her love, all those items would be fresh for nearly months. So this is Mahaprabhu's pastime. This is a pastime that we want to enter. Before thinking about Krishna, before speaking about Krishna, just look at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because we are followers of Mahaprabhu first, and then we're followers of Krishna. We serve Krishna through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or we serve Krishna in the way Mahaprabhu's associates serve Krishna. So if we cannot follow, if we cannot imbibe in our heart, if we cannot accept, if we cannot relate with the moods displayed by Mahaprabhu's associates, how will it be possible for us to attain the service of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Krishna in the spiritual world. So, as I explained that to please Krishna, to deal with Krishna requires a very special qualification. So one should not be dependent on the ordinary course of activities, but one should be dependent on what is good for him. And of course, that does not mean that one has to concoct some new process that Prabhupada has not given. But what I'm trying to say is the details, because everyone knows to chant 16 rounds and follow for religion. Everyone knows that. There's nothing to be changed in that. But what determines the extent of our taste, our progress? Because even pure devotees, they also chant, they also do all the activities we're doing. It's not that they're living a completely different life. They're doing the same devotional service. But what is the difference? The difference is that the quality of their devotion is very deep. Why? Because those small details that mm, that they adjusted on a day-to-day basis, they did it in such a way that was so pleasing to Krishna. And that's why Krishna, being so pleased with their finer sentiments, finer details in Krishna consciousness, Krishna awakened, Guru awakened, Prabhupada awakened the love, the dormant love in their heart. And that's why their devotional service is very, very special. So, who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, and not striving for some result, is very dear to me. So one who is not dependent, who is pure, who is expert in whatever he has to do, he knows how to do it properly without cares. This is very important, without cares. So this is the symptom of surrender. The symptom of surrender is you don't worry about anything. I don't worry about your future. His Holiness Bhaktidev Damodar Maharaj says that the moment we are concerned about our protection, what will happen to me? How will I be taken care? That moment we're stepping out of Krishna's protection. At that moment, we want to care for ourselves. So then when we want to care for ourselves, then we're stepping out of Krishna's protection and then we're inviting so much anxiety and trouble. Srila Ranath Maharaj says that Krishna has already arranged the best possible situation for us to make advancement in bhakti. Krishna has already arranged. All we have to do is we just have to accept it. We just have to accept. And yeah, not strive for some result. This is amazing. Not strive for some result. So he is not striving for any material result, but he's striving to please Guru and Krishna, to please his authorities, to please the devotees. So this is very, very, very important principle that mm, the mode of being someone's servant, being the servant of the servant is not theoretical, it's practical. So on a day-to-day basis, we need to take guidance, we need to take shelter, we need to submit ourselves at the feet of a senior devotee. If we don't do that, then definitely we will cultivate false ego, we'll start striving for some result which is not Krishna conscious. So that's why we have to be little thoughtful about this. I myself struggle in this area. But what is the most important thing to progress rapidly in bhakti? The most important thing to progress rapidly in bhakti is simplicity. Simplicity is the most important quality. That's the greatest quality of Srimati Radharani. She's very simple. She's very simple. Simplicity means that just whatever you're internally, whatever you are, you present the same thing externally. So the more we become transparent, the more we get mercy. Because external transparency to our authority or to senior devotees, that translates into internal transparency. What is internal transparency? We can actually admit our fault before Krishna. Admitting fault before Krishna means that when you admit your fault before Krishna, when you, like Amar Jivan, that song is there, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So you can actually feel, there is some feeling in the heart that comes that, oh, I'm so fallen. And there's a wonderful, I forget where it is. Yes, in third canto, that Krishna is perceived in the repentant heart. So when we repent for our shortcomings in Krishna consciousness with a desire to improve, just hold on one second. You can bring these students upstairs, bro. So anyhow, yeah, so this is a very, very important principle, that simplicity, to be very simple. So if you are very simple and very humble in Krishna consciousness, automatically you become very dear to Krishna. That's the only qualification needed, is to become very, very simple, very humble. So this is a very, all these verses are very wonderful, very wonderful. So yes, so this is Brahmana. Brahmana means someone who is very simple and very humble, and someone who is completely dependent on Krishna, dependent on Krishna's arrangement. If anyone displays the signs of understanding Krishna consciousness, he should be accepted according to Vaishnava Smriti regulations as a prospective Brahmana and should be given all facilities to achieve the highest perfection. This is an amazing line, isn't it? Should be given all facilities to achieve the highest perfection. Who will give all the facilities? Yes, we have facilities at the feet of Prabhupada, but more important than external facilities is to be grateful, is to value, is to admire, is to honor the opportunity that, wow, this is such an amazing opportunity to progress in bhakti. This is such an amazing opportunity to um, serve Krishna, to please Krishna. If we were to cultivate this consciousness all the time and we were to do the best we can to please Krishna, to serve Krishna, then Krishna can be realized very quickly. Krishna can be realized very quickly. There are so many examples. Dhruva Maharaj is the example, he's coming. He's such a simple boy. Just think about it. He had material desire. He approached the Lord for material desire. What do we speak? That you should not approach Krishna for material things. You're a fool if you do so. See, Chandra says. But he approached Krishna for material things. But he got darshan. He got darshan. Why? Because he was so simple. Because he was so simple, he got this kind of attachment. He became very attached to Narad Muni. He thought Narad Muni is my life and soul now, and I have to do whatever Narad Muni said. And what happened as a result of that? His heart became one with the heart of Narad Muni. Vishram Mena Guru Seva. If anyone can attain this kind of thing in bhakti, then it's very rapidly you make progress, because if you can feel, I mean, I'm not qualified to speak, but if you can feel what is going on in the heart of pure devotee, you can have some feeling. then that's very attractive. That's so attractive, isn't it? So when you can feel that, when you associate with that, then it becomes very easy to follow the instructions of the pure devotee. And he followed very meticulously, he followed the instructions of Narad Muni, and he saw Vishnu very quickly. There's no duplicity in him. There's no duplicity. So, how does one become crooked? How does one become duplicitous? Number one, Vaishnava Aparadh. Actually, the first way we become duplicitous is when we accept someone as Guru, and then in the course of time, that person, we bring them down to our friend, then slowly we disobey the instruction. Disagreeing is one thing, everyone is a different person, but disobeying is different. For example, Jiva Goswami disagreed with Rupa Goswami. What did Rupa Goswami say? Rupa Goswami told those two scholars that who am I? You know, I don't know anything. And when those scholars, mundane scholars, they try to defeat Rupa Goswami says, yeah, he just signed his name. But what did Jiva Goswami do? Jiva Goswami said no. Rupa Goswami is super, very learned person. So Jiva Goswami disagreed with him. But even though he disagreed with him, of course, this is a transcendental pastime. But when Rupa Goswami told him that what you have done is wrong, internally Jiva Goswami disagreed because that is appropriate. Whatever Jiva Goswami felt is completely correct. But when Rupa Goswami chastised him, he accepted it. He accepted it. So that's the thing, that we may have disagreements with devotees on the transcendental platform. Because everyone is an individual, we may feel, but we should not disobey. Should not disobey, and there is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having different ways of serving Krishna. But we should have faith that my Guru, my authority knows how to serve Krishna better than I do. That should always be in the heart. Because otherwise, we will not please Krishna. Then we'll cultivate our false ego. We'll cultivate our false ego, and that actually creates a disturbance in the heart. And we're just ruining our spiritual life by doing that. So, at any cost, in any condition, we should never go against our Shiksha Guru, our authority. Should never do that. And actually, later we will realize that our disagreement, actually, although we may have thought it's correct, but later we realize actually no. At that time, that was not appropriate, or that was not what Krishna wanted. That was not what Krishna wanted. Just like best one wonderful example is there in our Shastra, that Sanatan Goswami, when he was leaving to join Lord Chaitanya, so there was one what is it? Um, he was imprisoned by Nawab Hussain Shah, and when he was imprisoned, then he bribed actually Muslim, that the person who was actually, what is it, guarding the jail. So Sanatan Goswami gave him some money and said that please let me go. And then that that guard said that if I let you go, I will be killed, because I need to if I let you free, then I will be held responsible in our Hussein, and you know how tyrannical, how evil he is. So Sanatana Goswami said, yeah, tell him this thing. Tell him that he went to, you know, mm, evacuate on the bank of Ganga. And as he was trying to clean himself, as after that, he just fell into the water and he drowned. He never came back up. So we may think that, oh, this is a lie. How can such a saintly Sanatan Goswami, who is actually the personification, is considered Sanatan Goswami is second body of Lord Chaitanya. Sanatan Goswami is so dear to Lord Chaitanya. Is described that he is so close to Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya regards him as non-different from himself because he has such a high, he personifies everything that Mahaprabhu represents. But in this case, Sanatan Goswami, being a pure devotee, he knew what to do to enter Lord Chaitanya's service. So, same way, we should know very well for a fact that our authority, our guru, they know what is good, what is needed for us, and what will please Krishna. So that's why it's very simple. So as long as we don't flout, we don't go against this principle, then we can maintain our simplicity, can maintain our simplicity and humility. Because bhakti is very simple. If you become simple and humble with your authority, with your guru, Shiksha Guru, the person that you deal with him regularly, then that same nature will spread to everyone else. You won't have to worry about cultivating that quality separately. And if you become very simple and very humble, then you can make a rapid advancement, can make very rapid advancement. You get a lot of inspiration in Krishna consciousness when you become very simple and humble. Mm. So, mm, Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhana Pran. So this is one of the songs Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur, I think, quotes in our Vaishnava bhajans, that when we attain this kind of consciousness that Krishna is my mother, Krishna is my father, Krishna is my life and soul, then we can chant Hare Krishna. We can relate with Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Because what is Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Krishna, please, I want to serve you only, and I don't want to serve anyone else. Krishna, please free me from the service to Maya, and please engage me in the service to your lotus feet, isn't it? So, this spontaneous service attitude is the life and soul of the holy name. So, we may chant many rounds, we may do a lot of sadhana, but the spontaneous service attitude, how does it come? It comes from, it starts at home, starts with our authority, with our guru. So, then that same spontaneous service attitude is exhibited in relation with the Supreme Lord. So we should all, I mean, I should understand that Bhagavad Gita is actually our life. In the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we see that Arjuna is lamenting. Why he's lamenting? Lamenting because Arjun feels very uncomfortable in killing his relatives. Why? Because when in this world, if our relatives die, we feel so bad, right? Why? Because a part of them resides in us, or a part of us resides in them. So when they die, it's almost like a part of us dying. But then Krishna says, no, you have to do that. You have to kill that conception of yourself. That is ignorance. You are not part of your relatives. You are not part of this world. You are part and parcel of me. You are my associate. So through this, Krishna is telling us that we have to um, come out of this material identification. Prabhupada regularly quotes Sarvopadir Vinirmuktam Tatparatvena Nirbalam Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. So in Mahaprabhu's pastime, uh, Raghunath Das Goswami is very wonderful example of this. That although he is an eternal associate of Lord, but he had to struggle. He had to struggle to leave his family. And actually, his family, they were in one sense favored to Lord Chaitanya. They used to pay for Mahaprabhu's meals and all. But what did Mahaprabhu say? Mahaprabhu said something really heavy. Mahaprabhu said, since I'm related to your family, I can speak this. He says that they are just like, he didn't, I forgot the exact relative who he said, but he said they're just like worms in stool. Why Mahaprabhu said that thing? Because Mahaprabhu said in that purport is mentioned that they're like pure devotees, but they're not pure devotees. So the point is that if we want to attain Krishna consciousness, we want to please Krishna, we have to be very, very one-pointedly dedicated to our authority, our Shiksha Guru, our spiritual master. We have to be one-pointedly dedicated in our heart. So otherwise, it will be very difficult, because to cultivate spontaneous devotional service to Krishna is not so easy. It has to happen through Krishna's representative. So only if we accept Krishna's representative fully and wholly and solely and only then is it possible for that same. It's the same thing, it's the same mood, it's the same surrender, it's the same mentality. This one pointed, ekagraha chitta. Like Arjun in battlefield, he only saw the pleasure of Krishna. He was not lamenting, oh, Bhishma, so many arrows, oh, I killed, oh, no. When he was killing, he was killing. He was just focused on pleasing Krishna, focused on pleasing Krishna, without any wavering. So one has to develop this kind of one-pointed mentalities, one-pointed service attitude towards authority, towards Guru. Then that same one-pointed spontaneous service attitude will come towards Krishna. You see, proper disciples, they are so much addicted, so much attached to Prabhupada. Oh, actually, I was just hearing this was Gopal Krishna Maharaj when he came to Detroit. So he was taking a morning walk. He asked, so where did Prabhupada walk? Where did Prabhupada go? What did Prabhupada do? How did Prabhupada do? So they're always meditating on the desire of Srila Prabhupada. And that's why they're so exalted. They can deliver, so many exalted devotees because of that conscious Prabhupada consciousness. They have that Prabhupada consciousness. The reason why this institution is running right now is because of Prabhupada consciousness. That's the only reason why it's functioning the way it's functioning. Because there's so much, and if you see, it's not easy to maintain this institution, is it? Is it easy? Even one temple, you see how difficult one department, how difficult it is to maintain. But why they're able to maintain such a standard? Because of their attachment to Prabhupada. Because of their one-pointed attachment to Prabhupada. You never see Americans or proper disciples. You never see them. You go to the reform, you see Durga, you see Shiva, you see 10 pictures. They say, oh, we do this puja also, that puja also, Ganesh puja also, or even Christmas. No, they are not interested in anything except Prabhupada. They just completely sold out to Prabhupada. 100% sold out to Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati. So when one attains that kind of surrender to Guru, immediately Aise Uttama Gati. Immediately Uttama Gati is guaranteed. What did Prabhupada say? Prabhupada said, as soon as you develop this one-pointed thing, one-pointed surrender and one-pointed desire that I must attain perfection in this life. At that moment, your perfection is guaranteed. Of course, you have to continue. But Prabhupada says, at that moment, your perfection is guaranteed, isn't it? So that is the glory of our movement. It's the easy way, simple, easy way to attain perfection. And Guru knows our difficulties. Guru knows, Sadhu knows. You know, it's like if you see that how the other day I was just having some lasagna. Just think about it. Brahmachari eating lasagna. It's like height of sense gratification. But Prabhupada knows. So Guru is very accommodative, Guru is very merciful, but we should try to follow as much as possible. That is the essence. And Guru will give all facilities for the highest perfection. What is the most important ingredient for highest perfection? Is the enthusiasm, is the eagerness, is the intense eagerness to achieve the highest perfection. Like His Grace Acharyatma Prabhu said, that desire should be there. If you have the desire, burning desire, you will figure out the means. By hook or by crook, you will figure it out. But you should have a desire, that greed, that intense greed, that I must do at any cost. So that's what we want. So we want to commit suicide, in the sense, not actual suicide, but we want to destroy our material conceptions, our material attachments, our material association. We want to destroy that. And we want to surrender completely. We want to function on the spiritual platform as part. We may not have the power to function on spiritual platform alone, but if we become part and parcel of the plan of our Guru, of pure devotee, then they will bring us to a spiritual platform. Right? So I would like to end here. Anyone has any question or comment? Sorry if I spoke too strongly. Sorry.
No, that's good. What, yeah. What was, I forget the guy's name. You said that he was a reincarnation of Chaitanya?
Not reincarnation. It said like he's like the second body is very expansion of Lord Chaitanya, Sanatana Goswami.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was, when I was confused for a minute. I thought it was reincarnation. So I was like, isn't that Krishna? I was lost for a minute. Thanks. Thank you, Prabhu.
Anyone has any question or comment online?
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Very, very instructive and powerful class. Thank you for sharing.
Okay, so nobody else any question or comment? Please forgive me. Whether within the class or outside the class, I committed any offenses to anyone, please forgive me. Most unqualified, I am seeking the blessings of everyone. Panchakalpatarubhyasya kripasindhubhyevacha. Paitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo
Vaishnavi Devo Namo Namaha.
Vaishnavibhyo Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.